Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, we've just had some info in content creator chats about the upcoming Clan v Clan. There's going to be some ×10 champions. It is going to be a personal rewards Clan v Clan tournament. So generally people go a bit more ham on those things. And they are dropping a couple of crazy champions in the ×10. Now, does that mean all of a sudden we're all going to pull a load of shards? No, but the crazy Krakens, the whales do, and some people that just kind of have shards and pull whenever they fancy it could pull shards as well. Up to you guys, really. But damn, there's too many red dots. You can see I've just come onto this account for the first time today. Apologies to all the red dot crew. Anyway, let's get into this. So from tomorrow, we're going to have the Undead, the big boy, King of the Arena, Rotus the Lost Groom in the mix. I've got to be honest, I've not played plat level play for a couple of months at least, so I don't know if he's as dominant in the kind of standards as he used to be. I think he might not be quite as crazy as he was, but he always comes back. Rotus always finds a way back to the meta, and he is a pretty insane champion. So he's going to be the 10 times champion for tomorrow through Ancients and Sacreds. He's actually incredibly slow. I always forget about this. He's incredibly slow, but he's got high base defense, very good base attack, kind of low base HP, but he builds his own HP up. So what's going on with this guy? He's got a decreased defense A1 and a decent chance of getting another turn, 25% chance, which is what makes him so good in the arena, honestly. So if someone like Yumiko or Warlord locks out an enemy team, all he's got left is his A1s, or he's got a low cooldown on the other skills, and he's got a chance of just spiraling extra turns and getting to his big skills really quick. So yeah, A1's actually quite good. In other content like Griffin, Clan Boss even, his A1 drop defense is quite a good skill. So generally a good champion here. A2 then has got a decreased target's max HP. This does work against like the Scarab boss if you're wanting to use him there. But I think there's other better options, honestly, but it's not bad. But also, this is the main part of this skill. He can basically increase his own max HP up to 60k. Yeah, so his A2 is quite a decent hit, but not crazy. But the main thing is he's gaining his own HP up. So he can hit, this champion's max HP will be increased by 15,000 when used against bosses up to 60,000. Yeah, it's pretty nuts, actually. It's quite a cool A2. Fairly unique as an ability in the game. I really like it. This can book down to 2 turns. See that? So what I meant about being able to spiral back into other abilities. 2-turn cooldown's really low. And then his A3, which is kind of his signature move. Yeah, he attacks an enemy, ignores 60% of the target's defense. You throw him in Savage Gear as well. He's ignoring 85. And, you know, obviously there's more ways, but basically he's almost ignoring everybody's defense. He can one-shot literally anybody in the game unless he gets a weak hit. We'll also ignore unkillable, block damage. There's none of that kind of silly swift parry meta when this guy's around. Leoria struggles against this dude, whereas he doesn't struggle against kind of like AoE nukers. That's very cool. Enemies killed by this skill cannot be revived if he's got his max HP from the A2. Now, they nerfed him, and they nerfed him hard back in the day. Still insanely good. They nerfed this part for me just too much because the block revive, in essence, doesn't exist. Yeah, it takes so long to get your max HP out of the A2, certainly in the arena, but also stuff like Faction Wars or Doom Tower Waves, which is where you would use him in other kind of content, that basically the block revive element doesn't exist, which sucks because that was part of his kind of signature move. I think they just kind of nerfed it too much in the wrong way, honestly, but there you go. Grants an extra turn if he kills someone. That does still work. So he basically goes A3 into A2 or into A1 and cycles back to the A3 as quickly as you can. It's just a pretty nutty champion. Throw him in Relentless gear if it's good gear, and you can potentially get 2 A3s off like in a row, in effect. You go A3 into A1. If you procced an extra turn in the mix, then you've got your A3 back again. So very cool, 3-turn cooldown. As I say, it can nuke anyone into the dirt. He's got his passive as well. Decreases damage from enemy hits. So the incoming damage from any single hit cannot exceed half his health. So if someone does a big smack, you know, if someone does like, I don't know, who's a good example? Candy. Candy does an absolute big AoE smack. Rotus goes, you've hit me for half, and then I'm coming at you. He basically steps in and starts unleashing the A3s. So it's very cool. It's one of my favorite passives in the game because it forces other people to have to do something else. Forces people to bring different champions in, or you can look at an enemy team and be like, right, this is a perfect one for Rotus. I know he's going to cut in. Very cool. Also, if Sifi is around, decreases the damage taken by bosses. Okay. I don't know if that's often a combo for bosses, but if you got them, I guess you'd use them everywhere if you're a newer player. Decreases the damage taken by... Oh, sorry, gets 15% anyway. 30% if Sifi's on the same team. I always forget that he's got a passive this way round, because the passive the other way round is nuts. That's actually quite cool. So yeah, Rotus is the Tuesday, and then the Wednesday is going to be the Bride, Sifi from Voids. So one of the fastest champions in the game, crazy base stats. This is a crazy Void legendary. Again, I feel like she's a little bit out of the meta from where she was, but she certainly gets into Hydra teams. She gets into Twins teams for different reasons. So she's got an A1, which in the arena is one of the most annoying A1s in the game. Basically, 80% chance of sleeping someone if they've got high turn meter. Books to 100%. And it cannot be resisted. So if someone's high turn meter, she's void. So obviously, as long as there's not block debuffs out there, it's like a zap. It's like zap, sleep, sleep, sleep. It's really annoying. It really is one of the most annoying skills in the game. And it's a heal if the turn meter is lower. A2, crazy A2 as well. Block debuffs, turn meter feel, increased defense, increased speed. Like 4 things going on this A2, and they're all really good things. This is a crazy setup for either a defensive nuker or just generally like a crazy ability. A3 is a cool revive. Gives the revive E buffs as well. And then the passive comes in here. Heal at the start of a turn. It's a really good passive. Also a chance to remove. This is like a signature part of her skill. Books to 50% chance to remove freeze and fear. The reason why that's so important is because you basically can't rely on a freeze champion to go up against her. Like if you're using someone like a Gergo as your control to try and strip off buffs and freeze an enemy, if Sifi's in the enemy team, can't rely on Gergo because everyone's got a 50-50 whether those freezes are just being wiped off, and then the whole part of your control gets removed. It's quite nuts. The other crazy part, if she is with Rotus, then all debuffs are cleaned off before he has his go. All debuffs. So basically, debuffs don't exist if these two are together. It's very, very nuts. Yeah, very nuts. So also got resistance in all battles, a massive number. She is the real deal. That's it. You've got 2 big champions on the ×10 for the Clan v Clan tournament stuff. If you're going to pull shards during those times, up to you. Obviously, we've got a fusion coming up. You should be thinking about fusions if you're someone who wants to actually do well in the game. Because the chance of you actually getting these ×10 champions is low. Anyway, there you go, guys. I've been Hell Hades. I'll see you later.